Hello, welcome to Take 10 on Tuesdays with the Tennessee Tribune. Our guest today is LaQuita Stribling. LaQuita is finishing out her year's term as president of the Rotary Club of Nashville. Hello, LaQuita. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Now, tell me a little bit about Rotary, especially the Nashville Rotary. My understanding is it's the 8th largest in the world, not the country, not in Tennessee, but in the world.
It is the 8th largest Rotary Club in the world, of over 30,000 clubs across the world. And we were founded back in 1914, and it was really a way for business people to connect and to network as professionals. And it's called Rotary because back then they met in different people's offices.
Oh, so it rotated.
It rotated.
So okay.
Right.
I didn't know that.
But it was all around networking and connecting professionals, and then taking that connection and doing good in the world. So it's all about networking and service to the world.
Oh, great. Now, the Nashville Rotary has how many members?
We are 570 members.
Wow.
Yes. We are actually we were the very first Rotary Club founded in the state of Tennessee.
Oh.
And we are the largest Rotary Club still in the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. And with so over 500 members, and where do you meet?
We meet at the Wild Horse Saloon every Monday.
Mm-hmm. And is it open to all business people or small businesses?
Yes.
Big businesses?
We have small businesses, big businesses. What sets us apart, though, is we really look to have the highest quality of professionals in each industry. So we're really, like your more entry-level candidates, well, that's not really who our audience is, but we have some very distinguished members in our club who make up CEOs and vice presidents and CAOs and COOs, and really it's a great opportunity for us to all get away from work and connect, and then find ways to come together to do good work in the Nashville community. And I'd be happy to tell you more about what we do here.
Oh, I want to hear, but let me ask you a question before
Sure.
we get to that. There are not a lot of African Americans who are involved in the Rotary. How did you get to the Rotary, and what made you decide that this was the place for you to be?
Well, I will say we're a lot more diverse than we used to be, and
Okay.
it's been an intentional and deliberate process for us, where we want our membership to be more reflective of the business community in Nashville. So we don't make that necessarily a leading point from our recruiting standpoint, because we're first and foremost concerned with really recruiting the absolute best professionals in the Nashville community. Okay. But we also are making sure that we're inclusive of all races and ethnicities and gender. A Rotary didn't used to even include women. That's or right. Allow
of
women.
Any color.
Of any color.
Right.
So we've come a long way with that, and we're much more diverse. But we have a strategic plan, which the club diversity is part of that.
I see.
So for me, I was a Rotarian before I moved here. I joined Rotary in Jackson, Tennessee, actually. Mm-hmm. And so when I moved here, it was a natural thing for me, because I found that to be a great place to get connected with other business professionals, but also a great place to do community service in both communities that I was from. And so when I came here, it was natural. I started work here, and the first thing I started doing was researching the Rotary clubs to see which one I should join.
Okay, so that it was a priority.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
You'd be part of it. And is it because of the community service as well as the networking?
Well, I think it's both. In my professional life, I'm responsible for market development. Mm-hmm. And I know from past experiences in business, people buy from people they know and like. And so what I found was, prior to coming here, I got many benefits from a professional and business standpoint by knowing the right person.
Right.
So I know that strategy works regardless of market. So when I came here, I decided I need to know who the movers and shakers and influential people are in the Nashville community. Where is the best place for me to begin my work in that? And for me, I thought of nothing else but Rotary. Mm-hmm. And once I figured out which Rotary,
That was it.
That's how it got started. Yes.
So when you joined the Rotary, and the Rotary meets every Monday.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
At Wild Horse, before work or after
It's
work?
noon.
Oh, at
so
noon.
We
So
have
it's a
lunch together every Monday.
Every
Yes.
Monday. Wow. Okay. So when you come in, is it a ladder? So you may start out as secretary treasurer and then move up to become president, or did you have to run? Is it competitive
Well, I think it's competitive in a sense because all qualified members are eligible to run for president.
Okay.
But I do think it's not enough in Rotary or any other organization to just have your name on the roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people who get noticed for their leadership abilities and for their passion for service and for really walking in their purpose are those who it's about the work you do within the club.
Right.
I will tell you, I never set the goal to be president of Rotary. No, that wasn't anything that I was working toward or aspiring to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because I was so passionate about the club and the work we were doing and the difference we make in this community and the amount of money we invest in this community every year, I just developed a passion. And I always live my life by the scripture, to whom much is given, much is required.
Right.
And so I thought if I can do my part, why not do it with Rotary?
Okay. So now you've mentioned the work that Rotary does in the community. Tell me a little bit about what type of service Rotary does.
Well, I would tell you probably one of the things we're most proud of is years ago, I think we used to do projects kind of here and there, everywhere, all over the city. And then some group of leaders at Rotary at some point decided, why don't we just concentrate our focus so that we can really begin to see the true impact of what we're doing. And so we adopted the Watkins Park community several years ago. Mm-hmm. And in that community, we had reading programs. We built 17 homes in that community.
Wow.
We did a lot of work with improving the park there and just making that community a better community. We work with Grace M. Eaton with the daycare center there, and we've done a lot of work there. And what we found, we went back a couple years ago with our strategic planning, and what we found was really, when we talked to the housing leaders and we talked to the police department, what we found was graduation rates have gone up. Crime rates have gone down.
That's great.
And we can no longer afford to build other homes in that community because we can't afford to buy the property anymore.
Oh, really? So the property values have gone up. So Rotary has made such a difference, such an impact in that neighborhood.
Yes.
So are you now looking to adopt another neighborhood?
Actually, that's what we're working on now, because we feel like we can replicate. Just think if every underserved community we were able to go in, or some entity were able to go in and 10, 15, 20 years later, you can see graduation rates have gone up, crime rate has gone down, property values have gone up. That would be an awesome thing for this community. So we are looking at that, and we've already identified maybe the next community. So if you're ever in the Watkins Park area, you can go there now. For our 100-year project, we have redone the pavilion in Watkins Park.
Wow, okay.
So we probably will never leave and forget about Watkins Park.
Right.
We will continue to always have a presence there, but now we know that, okay, we have a formula for what worked well there, and maybe we can replicate that in some other areas of the city.
So are you able to reveal what the next community is?
No, I probably shouldn't do that at this point.
Okay.
But you'll be hearing about it.
Okay, I look forward to hearing about it. It sounds like exciting work.
It is
that you've been doing. So tell me a little bit. You're winding up your year as president, and I think you said this is your 40th Monday that you've met, not missing a Monday.
Yes.
So you're getting close to the end. What have you been able to accomplish in your term that you'd like to mention?
Well, first of all, I will say the Rotary Club of Nashville, the members are just incredibly awesome. It's been, I have a full-time paying job, and then this is a full-time non-paying job, other than, the intrinsic value of being the leader of this organization. So it's been an awesome, incredible, no regrets journey. And we've done something that we had not done before. So we typically would probably spend about $150,000 a year funding various projects across the city.
Really?
And this year we made some tweaks and we raised twice that amount to be able to put back into the community.
That's fabulous.
Yes. Okay. So we are so excited about going from about $150,000 to $300,000. So you really think, all the good work we did, and we do, with $150,000, how much more we'll be able to do. And for us, it's really about impact. Right. Not making fingerprints in the community. We really are trying to work our way to making footprints in the community. Where people can look and see that Nashville's a better place because the Rotary Club of Nashville is here. Okay. So and that's really our goal.
That's great. So the next president has big shoes to fill.
She does, and she's very, very capable. Okay. I am leaving the Rotary Club in good hands.
Okay. Well, you're not leaving the club, but leaving the presidency.
From the right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you are the first African American female to be president of the Rotary, but there have been other African Americans.
Just one.
Just one.
Frances Guest was the first African American president of the Rotary Club of Nashville, and it was in the late 80s, I think maybe 87 or 88. And then I was elected, and so I've served from July 1, 2014 to June 30, 2015. Great. So there was a little bit of gap there, but we're making progress. Yeah.
Now, are you seeing more African Americans becoming involved in Rotary?
I think so. I mean, certainly. It's one of those things that I'm very observant of and attentive to. So certainly when I meet and interact with people who I know would make great Rotarians, I ask them, regardless of race or gender, the number one reason people don't join Rotary is because nobody asks them.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
Okay. So
in fact,
do you have to be invited, or can you just show up?
You can express an interest, but you have to have a Rotary Club member to sponsor you.
I see.
So you do have to be connected to somebody who can somewhat vouch for you.
And probably be your mentor as you work in the organization.
And I will say, as we talk about diversity, as it relates to race, we're doing much better. We have some Latino members now, and of course our percentage of African Americans has improved dramatically. But also, the president behind me will make the 8th female president in our 101-year history. Okay. And women weren't even allowed in Rotary until the late 80s.
Oh, really?
So we're making progress in that regard. And another thing that we're working on is age. I think when I joined the Rotary Club of Nashville back in 2003, the average age of the club was probably in the upper 60s.
Okay.
And now we're about 55.
Really?
Yes. So, if you really are serious about diversity, it has to be deliberate and it has to be intentional. It doesn't happen by happenstance. And so we've done a lot of work in our club to make our club more representative of the business leaders and the community of Nashville.
Great. All right. So if people want more information about the Rotary Club of Nashville, how can they get it?
We have a website. It's www.nashvillerotary.org.
Okay. Well, thank you so much,
LaQuita,
you for joining us today. I learned a lot about Rotary I did not know.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us.